How many of you have a board of directors? Stand. Stand, stand. Busi, I want you to have a look. I want you to have a look. Friends, thank you. This is also to ensure that you keep awake. Friends, you are beginning late. By now, by December, your board should have been in place. If you need to plan your year well, you need to plan your year purposefully, you need to plan to ensure that you succeed, you must have a team in place. One man can never make a team. One man can never make a difference. When I mean man, I include the woman also. Please do not misunderstand. There's somebody who's glaring at me from here. Don't worry about Manju. Manju and I are dear friends, so therefore I can take these liberties with her. So friends, understand the responsibility that you have undertaken. We are 1.2 million Rotarians all over the world. We are regarded as a premier organization in the world. Why are we regarded as a premier organization in the world? Not because of Gordon McNally, not because of Jennifer Jones, not because of your governors or governor-elects to be, not because of the director or the director-elect to be. It's because of you, the clubs, and the presidents and the secretaries of the clubs, and the team in the clubs who make Rotary tick and make it live and alive. If the clubs don't exist, there cannot be success at any level. It is only you who can make that difference. You are the key to success to create hope in the world. Are you willing to be that key? Yes. I can't hear you at all. Yes. No, I still cannot hear you. Yes. Good. Something at least that you have some energy left in you to ensure that you make a team, create a team, build a team, think with the team, plan with the team, and ensure that you succeed in the clubs. The trainer mentioned 3 categories of presidents. I think all of us are leaders. We have all been invited to join Rotary because we have leaders. If we have leaders, we have leadership in us. It is because we have leadership in us that we are leaders in any profession or any vocation or wherever we are. It is that quality that invites you to join Rotary. It's that quality that makes you a president, irrespective whether you fall in A category, B category, C category, or any other category. It is that leadership of yours that must come to the fore. It is that leadership of yours which you must bring to the fore to bring energy and passion for the purpose of service. You must be a passionate leader. If you are not a passionate leader, your team will not be passionate. And if your team is not passionate, success will run away from you. If you need success to happen, होना ही चाहिए. पैशन अपने आप में डेवलप कीजिए, अपने क्लब के लिए, अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए. और जब आपके पास पैशन होगा, और मैं ये पैशन सर्विस की पैशन की बात कर रहा हूँ, प्लीज मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग्स नहीं चाहिए मुझे. ये जो पैशन होगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपका सेक्रेटरी में पैशन आएगा, आपका नहीं, क्लब सेक्रेटरी में. ये कभी कभी होता है कि देयर वाज अ क्लब आई वेंट टू व्हेन आई वाज अ गवर्नर, एंड सो आई वाज बीइंग इंट्रोड्यूस्ड. आई न्यू ऑल ऑफ देम, बट द नॉर्मल हैबिट होता है व्हेन गवर्नर कम्स फॉर द क्लब विजिट, तो प्रेसिडेंट इंट्रोड्यूस मी, so and so, Meera is my secretary. So I looked at him, I looked at Meera and said, guy, she's the club secretary, not your secretary. So they are club secretaries, not your secretaries. Utilize their talent as club secretaries. They have an important role to play. And if a husband and wife live together happily ever after, and if a president and a secretary live happily ever after, there will be success in that club. You have to be together all times, at all moments, thinking and acting and planning together. I spoke about passion. The second quality that you must have is perseverance. Remember one thing, my friends. Whenever anybody wants to climb a ladder, there is always that one doubting Thomas who will tell you the ladder is too high or it is impossible for you to achieve. Ignore such thoughts and ignore such people. They are not people who will allow you to succeed. They are people who will come in the way of your success. Whoever it might be past governors, it may be past presidents, it may be anybody. Carry your past presidents with you. If you don't want negativity to come from them, carry them with you. Involve them. Ask them. And take their advice. Whether you follow or not is something that you will decide as a leader. In the interest of the club and in the interest of the project or in the interest of the community. But keep them happy by keeping them all the time active. Don't make them inactive. The moment you make a past president inactive, like you make a past governor inactive, khatam ho jayegi story. So don't do that. Help them. Be patient. हर चीज इमीडिएटली होती नहीं है. हर चीज का एक वक्त होता है. वो वक्त का पालन कीजिए. Take your time in ensuring that the project succeeds. You plan a project, you plant a tree today. Do you get the fruits of the tree tomorrow? The fruits that we eat today, is it because of the trees that we planted? No. It's because of what our forefathers planted. So what you as presidents and as Rotarians need to do is plant a tree today that may not give you the fruit for you today or tomorrow, but will give the fruit to a new generation, to the next generation, and that's the service that we need to do for humanity. And that's what you need to keep in mind. I already told you, if you have failed to plan, you are planned to fail. Planning is an essential part of your success. So plan your year well. How many of you have in your clubs decided to ask where the club will be 5 years from now? किसी ने सोचा है 5 साल के बाद मेरा क्लब को मैं कहां देखना चाहता हूं? Please think. धंधे में करते हो? How many are businessmen here? Lots of hands. Do you not plan where you want to reach 5 years from now? If my turnover today is 1 crore, 5 years from now my turnover could be 20 crores. Do we not create a path for the purpose of achieving that 20 crores? And when do you achieve that 20 crores? Not in 5 years. Because you have planned, you will achieve it probably earlier. The same planning that you put into your life, into your business, into your profession, the same planning must come into our business of Rotary. Remember, friends, we are in the temple of service. There is no temple that you need to go to when you serve humanity, because you are serving the children of the Lord who are not as well embedded as you and I are. Without shelter, without health care, without benefit of education, all of which we have. And when you serve them, you are in fact serving the Lord in the manner in which the Lord wants you to serve. Use this opportunity in this temple of service to ensure that your service reaches to the last extent. And if that is possible, can I have that water bottle, please? Yes. Thanks, Shiva. I think there was one which I had drunk already from. I'm not drunk, don't worry. I just thought there was a bottle that was drunk there. नहीं क्या है रोटरी में दारू का एक अहम चीज होती है ना. Without दारू there is hardly a Rotary meeting. So plan for the future. Sow the seeds of the future. Sow the seeds for creating hope in the world in the future. Ensure that what you do today is not for yourself, for your club this year, but for the ensuring that it serves the community in the future. There is one alphabet and also a 3-letter word which has no place in Rotary. The alphabet is I, and the word is ego. Friends, We are in the world of service. You are a boss in your office. You are no boss anywhere else. All of us, if we are leaders, and I think part of my speech was stolen away by this man. I think he came into my room when I was having lunch, read the paper which I had written on, and said, I will do what Raju has to speak. But let me tell you, what he said was the truth. All of us are leaders of giving hope to the world. Nobody is an unequal. Each of us are only equals holding a different position for a year or two. Look at Rotary's wisdom. Leadership changes each year. Why? Because there should not be ego in that leadership. The only persons who are given more than that is a director for 2 years and a trustee for 4 years. But am I having a position of power? Is Governor Busi Reddy going to have a position of power? Is Shankar having a position of power? The moment you exercise a position of power, that will be the downfall for our organization and for you. You are holding only a position to serve, to help, to assist, and to communicate, to ensure that the clubs and the leaders and the Rotarians in the district make a difference to as many lives as possible. Light lives in the lives of candles, in the lives of so many, to dispel their darkness and to make a difference to so many in the world whose lives you touch because of the good that you do. How many of you contribute to polio? Are you sure polio is eradicated? Are you? I heard that lady nod her head. No, ma'am, it's not. It's very close to our borders. It's in Pakistan. It's in Afghanistan. And the poliomyelitis virus has a strange way of moving even to the streets of New York and London, which we saw recently. But the only good word, and this is something that we all should be proud of, is that from January onwards, there has been, September onwards, there has not been a single new case of poliomyelitis in the world except one now. One now. One now, but that one is taken care of. So, एक बात और, खाना खाया? तो ताली मारना है तो जोर से मारो, नहीं तो मत मारो यार, मजा नहीं आता. हर लीडर आपका दोस्त है. हर रोटेरियन मेरा दोस्त है, क्योंकि ये दोस्ती जब बढ़ती है तब काम बन के आती है. None of us should have arrogance in Rotary leadership. Rotary leadership is a leadership where you should be rooted to firmer earth all the time. It is that simplicity and that humility that you bring with your leadership that helps people to come close to you, support you, work with you, and make a difference. The moment there is arrogance, people will move away. They will listen to you, but after that, never come back to you. That's not what we want in Rotary. That's not the fellowship that we think about. Be communicative. Friends, remember, when you have a board, each member of that board is a leader. He has his intelligence. You and I are not the most intelligent people in this world. There are others who will be superior to us in intelligence. So when we have an intelligent thought, it's nice to share that intelligent thought with the team. And from that team will emerge a thought which will make you dumbfounded to say, why did I not think like him? And I'll give you one example, a professional example of how you should always allow the mind to be alert. There was a matter that I was doing with an icon in the legal fraternity. I am a lawyer, by the way, Fali Nariman. I had thrown him an idea on interpretation of a resolution of a company. And this was in relation to Daru again, Director Special, the Shawwallis flight between the with the Chabria brothers. He's a man with great deal of anger. I worked with him for years. He said, Raju, you're a bloody idiot. I didn't expect you to give me such a stupid thought, and flung the paper at me. I didn't say anything. I kept quiet because I knew him well. 3 months later, when we were doing our final arguments in the Delhi High Court, and we came back to his office for a meeting, Manju, he said, Raju, what was that thought that you had given me? Please interpret it again for me. I interpreted it to him the way I thought I had interpreted Shankar. He took it to a different level and we succeeded on that argument. Why? Because he used that thought to improve upon that process, created a new idea which gelled with the judge. So never ever give any thought away. Every thought is important. It will have a role to play at some point of time or the other. I want to tell you a personal story. You think what I am today, and I stand before you with a hand mic walking around here. I told you about positions have no control. The badge of the director fell down. That really shows that positions make no difference. So it goes into my pocket. I realized my potential as a person who can communicate, as a person who can speak, who can understand the ethos of our organization. And I understood the ethos of our organization when I was made president. I was not to be the president, I was to be the president-elect. Past governors, forget the story, I told you this yesterday. But I was thrust into it because the president-elect was transferred to another state, Sudhir Patwardhan, he was transferred to Pune, Manju, by the way. And they came to me and said, you have to become the president of the club. 10 days left for the installation. I said, I am not ready. Not attended a single program, no pets, no assembly, no training, no pre-pets, and also a lethargic Rotarian. Because concentrating on his practice, attending meetings and nothing beyond that. I had to take the responsibility. So I was told that he has already created a board of directors. So therefore, would you like to now change your board because you are coming in? You want your people to be on the board. I looked at the board. Half of them I knew, half I did not know, including the secretary Rajendra Date. And then I told my past presidents, I said, if I have to be a leader in Rotary, and if I can't work with people who have already been chosen by a past person who was to become a president of the club, I don't deserve to become a leader or a president of the club. Friends, it's not for claps. What I'm trying to tell you is, you can work with everybody as long as you have humility in you. As long as you are willing to accept that somebody else can be a better thinker than you. As long as you are willing to accept and think, reflect, and be a good listener. The best part of communication is not speaking, my friends, but the most important aspect of communication is listening. Please listen to your members. Please listen to your board. Please listen to your secretary. Please, of course, also listen to your husband or wives. That you must, because you have no choice in life. But if you listen to them, the ideas that come will help you progress, will help you make a difference, and will help you to succeed in the path that you create for yourself. Hey, how much time do I have? No, I don't like to carry on too much here, because I'll tell you why, what happens. Okay. What are our guiding principles in Rotary? There are 5. I don't want anybody else on these rows to speak. There are 5 guiding principles of Rotary. Can you please tell me? Anybody? देखो एक बात बताऊं, गिर के ही बच्चा उठ के खड़ा होता है और चलता है. मिस्टेक करने में कोई इतराज नहीं है. It doesn't put you down. If you get up and speak, it shows that you have the courage of your mind to at least speak. You may be right, you may be wrong, but all of us are always in the learning process. In Rotary, there is never a learning process that stops. So have the courage to speak. And I and Shankar, all governors sitting here, you all will not turn behind, so you will not know who has made the mistake. Okay, if they make the mistake. What are these 5 guiding principles?
Integrity.
Wow, ma'am, you've taken the world out of me. She said integrity. One of the most important, vital ethos and values of Rotary. Lovely, ma'am. What's your name?
Jyoti.
I'm sorry?
Jyoti Reddy.
Jyoti, and you're a president? Shams Club. Oh, no doubt she's so good. Okay. Congratulations. Give her a louder round of applause. What else? Somebody spoke about it. Yeah. Fellowship. Lovely. You love 8 p.m. ke baad, na? I thought as much. That's how the word fellowship came out of you. Yeah. Service. Excellent. Huh? Friendship. Who said leadership? Fabulous. And there's one more, which is the spoken subject today in Rotary. Absolutely right. These are the 5 guiding principles on which our organization is building itself on to create hope in the world. And if you keep these 5 guiding principles in mind, then I think, my friends, success will be yours. Just a few more tips. Be an ethical leader. Have the courage to speak the truth. Yesterday I told the College of Governors, if I make a mistake and if I am doing wrong, have the courage to come to me and speak to me and say, Raju, you are doing wrong. Never speak behind somebody's back, because that is no part of fellowship. If fellowship has to be there, it has to be genuine. Then don't speak behind somebody's back. If you want to criticize, criticize, provided it is constructive criticism for the purpose of betterment of our organization, or betterment of the club, or betterment of the leader. Have the courage to speak your minds, my friends. And this I'm inviting not just in your district. Every district I'm telling them, tell me if I am wrong. And friends, we should have no ego in Rotary, because we are all here in service and we are all equals. There's nothing wrong in correcting each other for the purpose of making a better path and a better future. So have ethics as one of your crucial factors that you have in your mind. And friends, stop thinking small. Don't talk of small projects, pencils distribution, books distribution. ये Rotaract पे छोड़ दो, Interact पे छोड़ दो. Let the vision be big now. Have a large vision. I'll tell you why. The larger the vision, some part of that vision you will achieve. If you continue to distribute only pencils, what is the public image that you can ever create in life? Nothing. But like the projects that was spoken about by Shankar, look at the effect. A cancer van, so many people being detected with cancer and thereby enabling treatment. Aren't we helping humanity? It is this humanitarian thing that we need to think, and therefore each of us must think large, must think big, and must think of something different from the normal. Think differently, act differently, but act intelligently, and ensure that success will always be yours. And lastly, my friends, it's a fantastic theme of creating hope in the world. What are we actually doing? We actually are creating hope in the world. We are trying to touch a community to better them. But don't do this touch and go project. When you touch a community, ensure that all needs of that community are met with, and continue to serve that community till that community's wants are fulfilled. One simple piece of advice: let them have ownership of the projects that you do. फ्री में हम कुछ भी देते हैं ना, उसका कभी वैल्यू होता नहीं है. आप 5 रुपया भी उनके पास से लो, उसका वैल्यू बड़ा बढ़ता है. And I'll give you an example. When I was in governor, and I'll end with this. When I was a governor, I inaugurated with Eureka Forbes a 3 water fountain, clean drinking water fountain stations in one of the largest slums in Bombay called Shivaji Nagar. After Dharavi, it's the largest slum. Inauguration ho gaya, and look how you can do things, how things work. When I turned around, there was a boy crawling and coming up to me. And he was stopping there, full of dirt, hands full of dirt, his shirts were on dirt. And I looked at that child and I asked Firoz Chacha, who was there, who was coordinating for us from the community there. I said, Firoz Chacha, ye kya hai? So I immediately realized also that this was a polio-stricken child. So I told my team, pick up the child, let's do a polio corrective surgery, let's give him a future, let's give him a life. I forgot all about it, Shankar, because once the year gets over, it is so overwhelming, you want to take a break. So I took a break of a holiday, went full long into my profession, forgot all about that incident. 5 years later, I was called to the same community to address on drug addiction, de-addiction programs, because there was tremendous drug from the children there. The children were having a lot of drug problems. So we went for that de-addiction program. And after the program got over, Firoz Chacha was there, he came to see me. You should see this man, Shankar. 82. Okay, today. Till today. He does everything to make somebody's life a little better. And he himself is not a rich man, but he coordinates to do help. So Firoz Chacha ko pucha, Firoz Chacha, mujhe wo water fountain dekhni hai, kaise chal rahi hai? So we took him, the reason I'm giving you this, when I told you that ownership must be given to them. He took me to the water fountain, the 3 things that we had charged. I was standing with him, Manju, he was explaining to me that we charge them 1 rupee a liter of water, of clean drinking water, of a can, whether it's 1 liter or 2 liters, I don't remember. And he says, today, I have the money to create 4 more such fountains in different parts of that slum. Okay? That ownership, that clean drinking water gave what? Better education, children started going to school, health problems decreased, and there was money generated from that by them, maintained by them. They maintain it, because we said we will not maintain it for you. They maintained it, and they could make some more clean drinking places for other community in their area. But the story doesn't end there. I didn't receive a RI presidential citation. I have no regrets. That piece of paper makes no difference to me. It'll hang somewhere, gather dust, and everybody, white ants will eat it away. Nobody will bother about it. But as I turned around, it was 15th, I think Independence Day or August, Republic Day, I don't remember. So I'd worn a white kurta, pajama with the flag, etc. And I found somebody tugging at my kurta all the time. So, engrossed in the conversation with Firoz Chacha, I forgot all about it. When I turned around, I saw a child. Dirty hands, my kurta was dirty. He stood before me, did this, and had a broad smile on his face. I didn't know who he was. So I asked Firoz Chacha, Chacha, ये क्या हो रहा है? तो बोलता है, राजू भैया, आपको याद है जिस दिन आपने इनॉग्रेट किया था, एक लड़का क्रॉल करके आया था, रोटरी के बदौलत वो आज चल रहा है, स्कूल जा रहा है, एंड ही हैज एन एस्पिरेशन. ये वही लड़का है. This is the impact. My hair stand on end every time I hear this. The simple reason is that this is the satisfaction I get from the service that I do, not by an award, not by a trophy, not by anything else. And therefore, when I became a director, I took one decision. No flowers, no shawls, no plaques, no gifts. I'll accept none of them. All of them cost money. And most of the time, the flowers are left behind on the table and they wither away. Spend that money to send a child to school or feed a needy child or do something with that money which is capable of doing some service to anybody, small or big, because every small act of kindness makes a difference to that individual, and I think that is what we are in Rotary for. And I'll tell you, my friends, one more story on the same account. Bangalore Indiranagar Club, I went for their installation. I had told them no gifts. They run, according to me, one of the finest palliative care units. Manju, if you go to Bangalore, when you come for the institute, don't miss going there. It is 6-star palliative care units where the family cannot take care of that cancer patient in the last days of their life. It's a 6-star unit by Bangalore Indiranagar Club. I was so impressed. I was so emotionally touched. They then took me to a deaf and dumb school. And they told me to inaugurate a instrument that is this, what do you call that? A microphone with a musical instrument. क्या बोलते हैं यार इसको? नहीं, not a karaoke instrument यार. Some kind of a jukebox kind of a thing with a microphone, okay? So with a mic, etc. So I inaugurated it. Till then I was not told, Shankar, what am I doing and why am I inaugurating it? And this boy, they played a music from a Hindi film. I'm not a big fan. And one of these boys said, that is Ammi Khan. The other boy said, no, Taduk Khan. The third boy said, no, Akshay Kumar. And the smile on their face and the laughter that they had and the dance that they were going is the greatest gift that Bangalore Indiranagar gave me. That was the gift that they bought from the money that they saved. Let's therefore be the change makers. Let's be the difference. Let's be those who truly care for humanity and touch lives as much as we can. Enjoy Rotary. God bless all of you for what you do. And remember one thing, whenever you see me in the path, wherever you can, please feel free to come and say hi, because I will walk with you on the same firmer earth that you walk. Let's all be equals always, holding a position, but a position for service. Serve well, do well, all the best.